a new beginning. Yeah. And it's been 6 months since he got sober, taking a new position to make a better decision. Then you head to the corner store and forget what you went for. Just as soon as he says hello, hello, you never see it coming. Then the next thing you know, unconditional love, unconditional love. She ain't looking for no diamond, ain't digging for no gold, just somebody to love, unconditional love. Whoa.
No necesito nada, ni a nadie. Si te tengo a ti, te amo para siempre. Te amo eternamente. Tú me enseñaste cómo amar y por eso te agradezco. Te amo, papi. Te amo, mi amor.
You never see it coming, and the next thing you know, unconditional love, unconditional love. She ain't looking for no diamond, ain't digging for no gold, just somebody to love, unconditional love. Whoa. The 14th of February, got a cold shoulder from someone so unexpected. You left your heart unprotected. Yeah. Then you built a China wall, guarded like a soldier. People would call your phone. You act like nobody's home. Yeah.
And I went to the corner store, and I forgot what I went for. Just as soon as you said hello, hello, I never saw it coming. And the next thing I know,
Unconditional love, unconditional love.
I ain't looking for no diamonds, ain't digging for no gold,
Just somebody to love, unconditional love. You never see it coming, then the next thing you know, unconditional love, unconditional love.
I ain't looking for no diamonds.
Ain't digging for no gold, just somebody to love, unconditional love. Whoa.
No necesito nada, ni a nadie.
Whoa.
Si te tengo a ti, te amo para siempre. Te amo eternamente. Tú me enseñaste cómo amar y por eso te agradezco. Te amo, papi. Te amo, mi amor, para siempre.
right, we're right back. We're just listening to Jacure and Unconditional Love. So tonight we are really focusing on Caribbean love song for the couples. I know you guys love our vibes and our songs. So tonight we're talking about how to raise children without losing your mind. So this is really for married people. Or you could say people who have relationship and have children as well. But how do you raise your children without losing the essence of you being a couple? So this is a lifetime struggle for those who are married. We often feel like once the children enter our lives, it is a drastic shift. It's a drastic change. And we're going to talk about it tonight because come on. This is actually extremely important for us to look at because a lot of couples struggle with this. You know, you kind of lose your connection with your spouse and, you know, what it means for you to be in a marriage and a committed relationship. So we're going to get right into it as we talk about it. But we have another song for you guys tonight. Another playlist from our Caribbean song. You know, my all-time favorite, She's Royal by Tyrus Riley. You know, he know how to do thing, you know, with sweet talk ladies. So yes, we're gonna listen right now to Mr. Tyrus Riley with She Is Royal. And you don't want to miss the episode as we talk about the discussion of raising children without losing your marriage. Extremely important, guys.
Yeah, no, I've never been someone shy until I seen your eyes.
We're vibing tonight with the Caribbean style.
I had to try.
She's Royal.
Yeah.
By your favorite Tyrus Riley.
Yes. Let me get my words right and then approach you. Woman, I'll treat you like a man is supposed to.
Sing to your wives tonight.
You'll never have to cry. No, I know everyone can relate to when they find a special someone. And she's royal, yeah, so royal.
Big up the wives out there, the royal wives. Big up yourself.
I never knew anyone.
I never knew everyone.
So one of a kind, no. The way she moves to her own beat. She has the qualities of a queen.
Yes, queens, bigs up yourself.
She's a queen. Ooh, ooh, what a natural beauty.
Natural beauty around here.
To be a cutie, she's a queen.
We're the natural wives, the natural ladies.
She's a queen. And when they ask what a good woman's made of, she's not afraid and ashamed of who she is. She's royal, yeah, so royal. And I need her in my life. I never knew anyone so one of a kind until the night that I seen her rise. My queen, so supreme. I can see it in her eyes, the way she smiles. Hey, yes I know the king and queen crown same time, so I never leave your side. Just stick with me through the trial times. Oh, and she says she no mind. Alright, I know good man is hard to find, and she can't about that giant line. That's why she has no ties at this time. Yeah, I know many men are trying, but she needs to be more than wine and dine, because she's royal, yeah, so royal. And I want her in my life. I never knew anyone so divine. The way she moves to her own beat, she has the qualities of a queen, so supreme. Ooh, ooh, what an natural beauty. No need no makeup to be a cutie. She's a queen, so supreme, yeah. And when they ask what a good woman's made of, she's not afraid and ashamed of who she is. She's royal, yeah, so royal. And I want her in my life. I never knew anyone so one of a kind. No, no, the way she moves to her own beat. She has the qualities of a queen, my Nubian queen. Ooh, ooh. Hey, we got it going on.
Natural beauty.
Hey, we got it going on.
Hey guys, welcome tonight. You are here live on Heart of the Matter with your girl Develop More, and we are talking about how to raise children as a married couple and not lose your relationship with your spouse. Big one, trust me. For me and my husband, it is one of them one there where it definitely is a struggle. Trust me. So on tonight's show, we're going to talk about the specific, especially in our context, on how do we raise our children and how we not lose ourselves. Being a parent comes with a lot of demand, time, energy, and it can take a toll because you have no time for yourself anymore. No time for yourself. Not one single moment. So how do we get through this as a married couple? And interestingly enough, survey really shows that at least 75% of couples get divorced after having their first child. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? That is a lot to take in. It's a lot to think about because we realize that when the focus becomes on our children, it becomes extremely difficult. So, of course, it's extremely difficult, but in the next couple minutes, we will talk about certain things like staying emotionally connected during the stressful season of parenting. And we're going to also talk about avoiding the roommate mode. So you literally become a roommate in long-term relationships. And we're going to talk about choosing your spouse daily, even when life is chaotic. Now, all of these are easier said than done. Yeah. Easier said than done. It does not come easy. Right? So, raising children, it's a roller coaster. And it can take a toll on your physical health, as we see people call it the dad bod or the mommy pouch bod, where you gain a lot of weight. You know, I mean, for the woman, it's a little bit different because she carry a child. So her body is automatically going to change, and it will take a lot of work and effort to get back to the state that she was in, or even better. But for the dad, it becomes a tireless work, coming home, being tired and have to stay up with the baby so mommy can get rest. And then having no free time for yourself. So can you imagine you're going to put on the weight, right? And guys, marriages don't stay strong by accident. It only survives because of intentional effort, especially during the parenting stress. So a lot of time you see couples fall apart after their first child. It's simply because there was lack of intentional effort in putting your partner first, right? So, real talk, guys. Parenting can quietly disconnect you as a couple. You start focusing on schedules, school, and just simply surviving, and stop focusing on each other. That's kind of what has been happening in my marriage personally, which means that as a couple, we must protect our emotional intimacy. And these are some interesting tips though. Some of the things that I research and I would, find information on, people would say, how to protect your emotional intimacy? Talk together and do not talk about the children. Can you find commonality without talking about the kids? Good question, don't it? Checking on each other emotionally. How are we feeling? Not letting the stress replace the connection. Again, easier said than done. Easier said than done. And as I mentioned, it takes intentional effort in order for you and your spouse to survive the parenting/marriage phase. So you really have to be intentional. The raw truth is that people don't say that couples most time prioritize the kids. Most times. And when we prioritize the children, what happens? You're gonna drift apart. I mean, I'm not saying that you should neglect your children. It means your marriage is the foundation. Because before there was children, there was you and your spouse, right? And when you have a strong relationship, your children benefit so much more than when it's broken. So all of these things to consider. How do we survive? For those young couples who are married and have no children yet, then it's really important that you think carefully of ways you will be supported once you have children. And one thing I would say is ensure that you have the backative of your family members. Ensure that you have persons you can call on and say, come and take baby for 2 days or a day or a couple hours. So I can get time for myself and for my spouse. Guys, tell you the truth, when you not have no support, it's the hardest thing. And ensure that the support is coming from both sides of the family. Your spouse family and your family. So build a good relationship with your family members. No man is an island. No one stands alone. Trust me. When I say you're gonna need the help, you're gonna need people around you, I mean, it's more than just saying it. I mean, you're gonna desperately need it. Right? So, as we take a short little break, we're gonna think about, for those persons who are getting ready to start a family and have children, you're already married or you're engaged and you're thinking about marriage and children, you're going to start thinking of trustworthy persons in your family that you can depend on when that time comes. Because trust me, guys, trust me, you're going to need it. You are going to need it 100% when I say. So on the break, let's think about this. And then
find it,
we are going to get into another song for the evening. And as the song plays, I just want you to think about, jot down some names of persons that you know you can depend on. Another song tonight we're listening to is Jacure, Only You. Jacure and Maya, Only You.
I was down, you were there, lifting my body up to ground, showing me no fear. You were down, I was there, telling you that you're beautiful, baby, I compare. Only you, only you, only you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Only you, only you, only you.
You were there, lifting my body off the ground, showing me you care. You were down, I was there, telling you that you're wonderful, and baby, not to fear. Only you, only you, only you. Yeah, yeah, only you, only you, only you. I never have to worry as long as you're right here by my side. Every little thing's gonna be alright. You bring me so much joy when I look into your eyes. You make me come alive. When the sun shines, rain falls. In the night time, moon shines. Nobody else. Only you, only you, only you.
Ooh, yeah, only you, only you, only you. Loving me the way only you.
Yes, guys, welcome back to Heart of the Matter with your girl Jiva Livermore. We are talking about realistic adult life stuff, how having kids can feel like it's killing your marriage. So we're talking about surviving marriage and parenting. Well, so if you're a parent right now and some days you look at your partner and you think, who is in this room? I'm literally not knowing this person. Look, you are not alone. You are not broken. You are normal, right? Parenting is one of the biggest stressors of relationship, right up there with money and sex. So here we got it, parenting, money and sex. But The good news is plenty of couples not only survive it, they actually become stronger and more connected in the end and actually like each other again, right? So, in this episode, as I mentioned, we are covering how can we survive this stressful period? What can we do? How can we not slip away? And how can we still stick together? So we said earlier on, staying emotionally connected during a stressful season of parenting, avoiding the roommate mood in long-term relationship, and choosing your partner even when it feels chaotic. Yes, how can we do that? Right? So, question. Why children change everything? And why nobody warned you? I was wondering. No one told me this, that it was going to be a big shift. No one said anything. The biggest silent killer in marriages is resentment, mental overload, and survival mood. So we want to share practical ways to protect your marriage without neglecting your children. So we're not saying that we're going to neglect the children, but what we're saying is that our children will survive more or even better once we are fully connected as a couple. Right? Yes. Guys, becoming parent is beautiful. Becoming a parent is beautiful. Becoming parents together is beautiful. But it's also very brutal on marriages. Dangerous thing. As I mentioned, before the kids, you had a nice relationship. Date night, spontaneous sex, long conversation, inside jokes, energy for each other. After the kids, suddenly, this tiny human being you need you 24/7. Your sleep disappear. Your body change. Everything. Priorities flip upside down. The person you choose as your life partner become literally a co-parent or some kind of roommate. And it destroys marriage. As mentioned, 75%. That number is high. Very high, guys. Very, very high. Here's some of the things that happen. Mental overload. Right? One person, often, sometimes the mother, ends up doing everything, becoming the doctor, the person who goes to school and pick up, or the person who works and come home and cook dinner. And most times that's what happens. Even though you will have husbands who help, because my husband has been amazing. Another thing that happens is sex and intimacy becomes 0 to none because you're always exhausted. For the woman, hormonal shift, like your body, baby always in the bed beside you, literally become roommates. Many couples go months and years of feeling like they're just teammates, they're just roommates, then they're actually lovers. Another thing that happens is that you have different parenting styles coming through. As you learn to become parents, you start developing your own parenting styles. Right? So one person might want more structure. The other is probably like, just go with the flow. Then there can probably be disagreement in terms of discipline, how you discipline your child. So different parenting style collide. Then you start to drift. You're just co-parenting. Last one I'm going to mention tonight, guys, for this part. Things that can happen. Time scarcity. You both have literally no time. You're both working, paid, sometime unpaid if you're a stay-at-home mother. And there's no energy left. Every energy goes to the kids. Date night? Question mark. What is that? And guys, research shows that couples in the first 3 years of the life after a baby is born is often the hardest part on marriage. 1 to 3 years. Yeah. Once your child is 0 to 3, it's the hardest part of the marriage. But here is the thing. We have some good news. Good news to you and your lovely spouse. Right? Good news. It's all short-term and temporary. It will not last forever. It only lasts at least 4 years. Once a child starts becoming bigger and older, they are less dependent on you. And they are not necessarily in need of 24 care. Yep. So here what we're going to do to survive this phase. Just know that it will not last forever. It might be tough and difficult at this stage, but it will not last forever. Right? You can use a little tips on how to survive. So 1, it will not survive. It will not last forever. And 2, try your best to do some kind of dating in between. As I mentioned earlier, know your support, your family members. Can you someone who can watch the baby for an hour or stay with the kids for 2 hours while you just go out, walk, whatever you guys do for fun, or try to find your fun again. Yeah. So get the support. Another thing too is to focus on self-care. Because once you start gaining the weight, your self-esteem drops. You start having low self-esteem. You feel like you're not attracted to your spouse anymore. So try your best to take care of yourself, even a 20-minute exercise per day. Reading, talking to a friend, going for a walk. If you have a young baby, get a stroller and walk around the neighborhood, exercise, do something. Try to focus on self-care. And when it comes on to parenting, not parenting styles, but styles of like doing things together, try to understand that you're on the same team. You're not alone. You're on the same team. All right? So we have learned something tonight, even myself. One of my biggest things that I researched on this topic is that it will not last forever. And that for me was encouraging. Your kids will get older. And when I say time flies, it flies. When you blink twice, they're old and walking around cursing you out. Yeah. So that is encouraging for me in this season because I do have a 3-year-old. So for me, that's encouraging to know, it's not going to be forever. And one day, it's definitely going to be okay. So as we go on to the break, we are going to listen to some Jamil with You Love Me. And then when we come back, we're going to wrap up the show with just giving some tips on things that you can do in the interim. And we're going to hear some short testimonies on what other couples did so that their marriage survive that difficult period. Older couples who are married for 20 years, 50 years. So we're gonna hear from a few couples, the comments of a few couples, and how they survived this period. So we're listening to some Jamaican love song tonight. And we're listening to Jamil with You Love Me. If you have any song you want to hear, guys, you can shoot me a text and let me know so I can play it for you guys tonight.
Exist become me ex because them not for me. And when I feel for you with different, everyone can see. Before the world I run my tongue, you did believe in me. I've seen many try to break us. They don't wanna see us together, no. People will talk because I'm famous, but no matter pressure, yo. Are you my love? Now what I got in me no prefer. Tell her me not go leave and she's a great man, whatever. She said me don't make it and so much girl won't give me pleasure. But so much mean nothing if me not be girl me suffer. Cause girl are you me love, you me love. What kind of other girl you come and tell me about? No, girl are you me love, you me love. And no words alone, me actions speak loud. Seems like I'm losing you, that's how I feel. But when me say I love you, girl, just know it's real. No, me not perfect, for you I try to be. You were my future, girl, I wish my eyes could see. Everything you do, it affects me. So when we're not good, I feel so empty. In so many ways, Jah bless me. It's not the same without you next me. Girl, are you my love? Now what I got in me no prefer. Tell her me not go leave and she's a great man, whatever. She said me don't make it and so much girl won't give me pleasure. But so much mean nothing if me not be a girl myself. Cause girl, are you me love? You me love. What kind of other girl you come and tell me about? No, girl, are you me love? You me love. And no words alone, me actions speak loud. You're my everything, everything I need. You bring melodies, melodies I sing, I sing. You me love, you me love.
Y'all know I like to mix it up a bit, right? You were just listening to Jamil on You Me Love Girl. So I like to mix it up a bit, not just focus on I like to mix it up. All right. So as we're going into the show, we are almost at the final segment, guys. I know you don't like when I finish the show, but unfortunately, we do have to wrap up for tonight, right? But we're going to talking about we're gonna wrap up the show with talking about surviving is the floor and thriving is possible. So in this game of being a parent and surviving in your marriage, surviving where you flourish and come out together, couples who make it through the hard season often say some of these things. Their marriage becomes deeper because they survive real life together. It's no fairy tale, it's no makeup. You did it. Once the kids are grown and you see them and you're like, whoa, she's still standing beside me, he's still standing here. You feel much deeper and connected because you go through things together. Another thing that they also say is that they learned better communication and they become better teammates because they had to work as a team. Yes, you learn to communicate and you become better teammates. Number 3, intimacy evolves. It becomes even more, right? It's less fireworks, but more steady warmth and knowing each other's love language even when you're tired. Deep stuff, guys. Deep stuff. When you're a young couple, you just feel the fire. But when you become parents and your marriage has become long and lasting, it becomes more meaningful than just having sex. Yeah. Another thing that's lasting, I would say, that couples would say happen to them after they survive this stage is that they become role models for their own children. Yeah, so your kids start looking up to you. They would say, mommy and daddy married together for how long? And they start idolizing your relationship, which is the greatest gift there could ever be for a child, seeing their parents together happy in the long run. As a guidance counselor, I've counseled many students whose parents go through divorce. And I see the effect on these little angels. And sometimes it's nothing that can be done. The relationship just really didn't work out. But I see the effect on the children. And that is what is heartbreaking. Yeah. The kids don't need us to be perfect, guys. They just need us to keep choosing each other over and over again. Even on the worst messy days. And trust me, take it from me, you will not feel madly in love every day when it comes on to parenting. Sometimes your wife is going to look messy. Sometimes you're going to look messy. And that's okay. Love in this season is often a verb. It's actually showing up and repairing arguments and choosing kindness when you're sleep deprived. You know what I mean? Yeah, you won't always feel madly in love. But one thing I've always said as a wife and a mother of 2, and for me, it was truly difficult because our boys are just a couple months apart. They're not much older than each other. So we had them very close. So they were my oldest son was a baby when my baby was born. So one of the things I've always been grateful for is the fact that my husband was always there for me. He was always there. All he does is, I had to stay home, but he comes back home. And even though he's tired and sleeping and I have to get up to me, but he's there. He's not gone anywhere. And that was one thing I was grateful for, and I'm still grateful for, right? All right, so here's some things, some tips you can do if you're in this period right now. If you're a couple with young children, especially a newborn, here are some tips you can do this week. Some steps you can take this week to help that. Have one honest 10-minute conversation with your spouse. How are we really doing right now? Pick one small reconnection habit and commit to do it for 7 days. Sorry. That's number 2. Number 3, give your partner grace. They're probably very exhausted too. And number 4, remember, this season is hard, but it's also full of meaning. You're building a family, you're building a legacy, and you're building a marriage all at the same time. It's a lot of work. But trust me, my darling, you will get through it. You're not alone in this. Millions of couples have walked this road and come out on the other side, holding hands, even if their hands are sticky with sweets and all kinds of stuff. So yes, we are wrapping up tonight, guys. If this episode hit home, share it with your partner or a friend who has a marriage and you know they're probably struggling. If you're really struggling, reach out to a therapist for support, or, a trusted mentor for couples therapy, or even just an honest conversation with your spouse if you're really struggling. But remember, you got this. You got this. And your marriage and your relationship is no ordinary marriage, no ordinary love. No ordinary. Parenting and marriage can coexist. Sometimes it's really messy, sometimes it's beautiful, but it's always worth fighting for. Guys, thanks so much for listening tonight. Heart of the matter. Take care of each other. We're gonna tune out with my girl, Aline, with This Is No Ordinary Love. See y'all next week. Stay tuned.
Every word that I wanted to say. I am really lost in your love. There's no one else for me. I surrender completely. Oh, my heart's racing, I'm shaking, caught up in the love we're making. This is no ordinary love. Oh baby, your skin on my skin. Oh, it's so good, I feel like crying. This is no ordinary love. I don't ever wanna say goodbye. I could never breathe, never survive. Baby, you're my reason why I believe there's meaning in my life. I have faith in love, faith in us, and faith that this is right. I surrender forever tonight. Oh, my heart's racing, I'm shaking, caught up in the love we're making. This is no ordinary love. Oh baby, your skin on my skin. Oh, it's so good, I feel like crying. This is no ordinary love. Extraordinary, more than special. Every moment we're together. More than love, more than enough. I'm never leaving, never. Every second, every minute, love and I've fallen in it with you and only you. Ordinary, just wanna do.